Well, it is Tuesday, November the 29th, 2016. Finally got this waste vegetable oil do-it-yourself foundry burner burning. Thought I better take a video of it while it was working. See that the squirrel cage blower is not turned on. We have one fuel line, which is the waste vegetable oil coming from the fuel tank up there. And then this orange line is the air hose coming in for the regulator. So there is no other fuel. How I got it started, of course, I learned some stuff and made a few modifications. I put that homemade sheet metal flare on the end of it, twir, or however it is that they say it. Just some thin sheet metal that I wrapped around there, a couple of radiator hose clamps to hold it on. The nozzle of that burner is probably, I'm going to say, 1.5 inches ahead of where we see the fuel valve there. That piece of sheet metal that I put on for a flare is, I didn't measure it, but I'm going to say it's probably 7 to 8 inches long, and about halfway through its length is where it starts to glow cherry red. From there on out, it's red, and that is the hot surface that we needed for the vegetable oil to be able to flash on, turn into a vapor, and be able to ignite. The way I got it going, I know it's getting late in the afternoon here, the light's probably terrible, but you see I have a oxyacetylene torch set up here, and I was actually just firing up my oxygen acetylene torch and using this torch just to heat that last inch of the flare. I was basically heating that last hose clamp in the 3/4 of an inch to 1 inch of flare that is past the last hose clamp. So I heated that up and got it cherry red, then turned on my air through the regulator there and opened up the fuel valve, and she lit almost immediately, and I was able to pull the acetylene torch away almost immediately, because I started with the hot end on that flare, which gave the vegetable oil something to flash against and gasify, and of course then once it is burning, it's making enough heat to keep it red, so it sustains itself and keeps flashing and this, that, and the other. And it's definitely not smoke free. It is making a little bit of smoke. I don't know if it'll show up in this video or not, but even back here, if I go to the brooder lamp that I have on the tank warming it up, I can definitely see it. I don't know if it'll show up on video or not, but you can see just a little bit of smoke and mist kind of floating around here in this building. It doesn't smell super bad, but I'm really thinking, I'm learning as I go along here, I'm thinking that if I actually had the furnace built and that was blowing inside of a furnace where it was heating up refractory and crucible and this, that, and the other, and then had a lid on the top of it with just a small hole in the center of the top of the lid, I think a lot of this smoke and vapor that I see floating around here now would probably be vaporized and burn more completely. Even better yet, if it was in a furnace, which is where I intend for it to be anyhow. So I don't know, I'm learning as I go along. I played around with this. I bet I had it going at least 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. I killed it a couple times playing around trying to adjust the fuel. Even though it is red hot and flashing, I did find out that if I'm playing around with that fuel, once I knock it down to the point where I get the fuel low enough that I lose the flame, you can turn around and open it right back up immediately, and it will not reignite. I have to use the acetylene torch to warm the end of it back up and get her to going again. But so I'd done that a couple different times. I killed it a couple times and refired it and this, that, and the other. So it was probably going for at least 5 or 10 minutes before this last time, when I kind of decided on, this looks like the best air and fuel settings for the time being right now to get the best flame out of it. So I figured I better run to get the camera to show that I did actually figure out how to get it to burn on nothing but vegetable oil. I'm just now noticing, I don't know if it'll show on video, but I can see the gravel out in front of the shop here is glistening. So it's wasting a lot of oil. It's definitely not efficient. It's not doing a good job of burning efficiently. So about all I can say is that, yeah, it is burning, but I do think that it might do better if it was in a furnace, because this stuff that we see floating in the air and glistening on the ground, it would be hitting even more red hot refractory and crucible inside the furnace, so it would flash and burn, and I think we'd probably get a lot better, more complete combustion if it was in a furnace where I intend for it to be anyhow. But I wanted to see it burning out in the open like this, just to prove to myself that I could make something that would burn waste vegetable oil, and I think I did. So I believe I'll go ahead and proceed with the project as I get time and keep refining on things. But this was kind of the confirmation that I was wanting, just to prove to myself that I could run it on just plain old junk vegetable oil that came from our own kitchen. And it really, as I'm finding out, it really wasn't filtered all that well or dewatered or any of that kind of stuff. So it's actually pretty dirty waste vegetable oil. It hasn't been cleaned and refined near as well as it probably could be or should be if I was going to do this a lot as time moves on. But whatever, there it is, David D's. Well, it's roughly based on David D's design of the Quickie all-fuel burner. I had to use oxyacetylene torch to get her going, but there it is, running on nothing but waste vegetable oil and compressed air. That's the only two things that it's getting right now. So I'll knock this video off for now. I just wanted to have video proof that I did get it to burn, even if I never get it to do it again. Well, there you go, folks. It is burning. Rick the Poor Boy, do me a favor, like, subscribe, tell your friends. It's going to be a lot of fun. Peace out.